Today we're talking about guard retention. When we're looking to protect our guard, prevent our guard from being passed, we have a couple of great tools. One of them is the post. Another one is the knee, elbow, escape, and the frame. And the last one is the one that we're discussing today, which is the high leg. And the high leg is very, very useful, not only if you're flexible, but if you feel like you've missed the chance to prevent your partner from passing your knee line and your hip line, and your frames and your posts are no longer working, okay? So this is a pretty deep pool to swim in, so we'll spend just a couple of minutes understanding how we can use the high leg and why we would. So let's look at a scenario where our partner is standing above us, and what they're looking to do is to pass the guard. So he'll take a post on the hip here, grip on the knee, and then like in a Toriando or X-pass kind of variation, he blazes past, and he wants to get down here into a position where he's hip to hip with me here. Right, he's got the underhook, eventually he's going to get the cross face, and he's going to work cross side from here. Okay, that's his goal. Go back a second. So when we see somebody doing this, we're looking always to keep this gap between us. Anytime my knees get separated and his body fills this space, no good. That's when our guard gets passed. So he goes to move. Initially, we often like to create a frame here. So if we can frame here on our partner's shoulders and upper body, this is going to give us some room to move our hips. Right? And then we have choices about what we do next. Attacking the leg or bringing our legs back inside and replacing the guard. Okay, but this is usually our first line of defense. Our second line of defense, if this frame either breaks down or we're moving to the next stage of it, so rotate for me just slightly here, is to then start to look to bring a knee inside. And if we bring the knee inside, we can create a frame here that prevents our partner from advancing. When he goes to put pressure here, we have a shin that blocks, and we can start to pommel our legs and recover our guard in this fashion. Okay? So those are both excellent, high percentage, very reliable ways of defending the guard. You can go either side, and where you post the hand, and where you put your knee, and when you bring it in. Those are a bunch of variables that change with your partner, and again, kind of another deep pool to swim in. But so let's take a look now what happens when we miss the opportunity for all of those, right? He kind of beats the frame, and he beats the frame, he beats the post. What else can we do? Well, when he goes to throw pass in this fashion, we're going to keep our frame in place, okay? Enough so that we don't have to worry about our partner landing chest to chest with us, okay? The frame is just here with the forearms to keep this space. It's not designed to push him all the way back past the knee line, okay? It's just a frame here. As he goes and continues to walk past my legs now, it's much more difficult for me to bring these knees inside along the line of the body. So this is a case where we'll use the high leg. With the high leg, we'll use a frame, in this case a cross frame with the left arm and a frame across the hip with the right. And we're going to look to take our legs up and over our partner's head. Now, when we do this, it's important to understand that this is not a question of flexibility. If it were a question of flexibility, only flexible people would be able to do it, but that's not the case. When we go to put the leg up, two things that will make your job a lot easier. Number one, not staying flat on your back. So having a rounded back with your knees to your chest, that's very helpful. Another thing that's very helpful is to create a slight angle so that your knees are facing directly towards your partner and your hip is out. From this position, we can bring our knees to our chest, and like we're doing a backwards roll, cast our leg up. The target is your heel, right, kind of back heeling, and your calf muscle right along your partner's neck. Now, when he goes to continue to pass in the direction he was, he keeps us with him. Keep going. Here. Now, from this position, we're going to use this frame and we're going to start to push. A lot of times your partner will walk around to like the north-south position here. Our knee stays where it is. Look how our arms come in as frames here against the knees. And then we just simply rotate until we face our partner once again and our knees are back to our chest. Okay? So one last time. The partner goes, we post, we miss the post, we miss the knee elbow. He walks even past our knee line here. We take our cross frame and our frame at the hip. We plant our foot, move our hips out, and we cast our leg up. From this position, as our partner looks to kind of keep pressure, look how our knees come to our chest. We pivot our hips around, and we end up back facing our partner once again, where we can start to go in and on our own attacks. So this high leg position, very, very useful. It's in conjunction with the other two methods, that we like to use. But the high leg position is so helpful to be able to prevent a partner from actively passing the guard simply, especially after they've beaten your knee line, your hip line. Not just the domain of people who are very flexible. It can be yours if you remember to keep a rounded body and move your hips out. Okay, hopefully this was helpful and you enjoyed it. We'll see you.